Howdy.
Alrighty, here you go. Come on through when you're ready. You guys know where you're headed today?
Yeah. You know where I'm headed? So do you know where I'm headed?
I have no idea who you are, sir.
I don't know who I am either. I have an identity crisis happening right now.
I apologize for that.
We can talk about it when I'm done if you want.
Mr. Ruff, have you received a copy of the motion?
I have.
Okay. So let me just first turn to you. Do you have any objection to the motion?
I do have objections to the motion.
What are your objections?
That they're unfounded and erroneous.
Erroneous? Okay, so let me just read for the court record the motion because it's short. Withdraw CA Samantha Heard from representation of this client and has threatened bar complaints against defense counsel. So are you denying that?
Threatening a bar complaint?
That's what this motion says. Threatening bar complaints, plural, against defense counsel.
I brought all of our communications.
Okay, so are you
I
denying?
threatened her. I told her I was going to speak to the bar.
Okay,
If that was construed as a threat, then
okay,
it's not my problem.
okay, all right. And then it also says public posted negative statements regarding defense counsel. Do you deny that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any evidence to support that claim?
Well, that's what I'm about to find out. Okay. And so for that reason, I need to put you under oath. Ms. Heard has a professional obligation to tell the truth. Do you swear, Mr. Ruff, do you swear affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Let me turn to Ms. Heard. Since Mr. Ruff denies that he made any negative posted statements online, can you address that?
Your Honor, Mr. Ruff and I were having I'm weary of discussing attorney-client correspondence, even in light of this being a conflict. But suffice to say that there was an exchange between myself and Mr. Ruff, disagreement as to what could properly be presented to the court in terms of motion practice. I stated to Mr. Ruff what my position on it was. Within after that response, put a number of references to state bar obligations, the fact that I had certain obligations to provide those motions to the court. I disagreed. And then additionally, immediately after that, the exchange, a posting was done, not directly attributable to Mr. Ruff, but it was a 1-star rating online that said, I do not follow the Constitution. So, you know, you can obviously say that it's coincidence, but as it was going within, I think, a half an hour at most of my exchange with Mr. Ruff, I attributed to him. Either way, based upon conversations I've had with him, I do not feel like I can represent him in this case because of concern over what has been brought up in our conversation up to this point.
All right, I appreciate your response. Mr. Ruff, is there anything you want to say regarding Ms. Heard's comments?
Yeah, none of them were like valid reasons to withdraw from a case.
Okay.
I mean, the ethical rules on what you can withdraw on are very clear, and unless she's claiming to have diminished mental capacity, or I'm asking her to do something fraudulent or illegal, or I persist in something, or I don't follow through on an agreement that we have had, those are all the ethical rules she's allowed to withdraw from the case from, and they don't exist right now.
Okay.
I have all the communications between us that existed. We've never spoken on the phone. It's been all in email, and it's all right here.
Okay. So let me then go through quickly the timeline for this
Can I
case.
say one more thing?
Yeah.
For the record, I think that's highly, highly unethical of her to try to file a withdrawal on my case based on a one-star review on Google. I was under the impression that the statement in her withdrawal was from something to do with a YouTube channel that I'm in relation to it all. And now to learn that it's from a Google review is even more laughable as far as legal matters are concerned.
Ms. Hurd, do you wish to address that point?
That the review online is strictly a secondary issue and not a real concern, especially like the fact that I'm working with an attorney and don't really advertise. My issue is that the correspondence between Mr. Ruff and I, he has a misunderstanding of what the nature of the relationship is. He wants to present some evidence and some motions and some legal issues that I will not do. And in light of the fact that he wants to take in a certain direction that I will not do, then I think it's best for all parties that he proceed on his own, wanting to present those particular issues to the court. I feel based upon, obviously, the YouTube channel, I didn't bring it up in my motion, but that is a source of concern, but I didn't specifically reference it in my motion, Your Honor.
So what is your concern about YouTube, the YouTube channel, I guess you call it? Ms. Hurd?
Directed to me, I mean, the issue I have is one, recording in the court as he has done and streaming it, or during a conversation with me, in my opinion, violates attorney-client privilege and certainly has a chilling effect on my ability to speak with him candidly and represent him fully and fairly. And that's a big concern for me. And I don't think in light of that certainly happening, I feel comfortable moving forward, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Ruff, anything more?
Yeah.
Response?
Yeah, we're talking about like precognition type events because none of this has actually happened. I haven't posted anything about her. I haven't mentioned anything about her. If somebody found out that she was representing me, it's because all of this is public. And there's 300,000 people that follow me. They all are internet sleuths and are very capable of finding this information on their own.
Right. Do you acknowledge, Mr. Ruff, that when I did agree to appoint Ms. Hurd on March 6th, I warned you then and advised you that this would be your only opportunity for court-appointed counsel here in Tempe Municipal Court, that otherwise you'd have to proceed on your own and hire your own attorney if the relationship did not work out. Do you remember that?
Not specifically, but
It's
I'm
recorded.
sure it is.
Okay. Also, let me just ask you, do you agree that you currently have a pending case in Superior Court on special action from Mesa, case number 2021-043799, regarding the third order from that court allowing court-appointed counsel to withdraw from representation from you?
What's the relevance of that?
The relevance is it, to me, shows a pattern, of course, of conduct with you that suggests that maybe you're not so interested in having court-appointed counsel to assist you, but only to use that to disrupt and thwart the judicial process. That's what I'm concerned about.
Is there evidence to support what you're saying? Is what I'm asking.
Well,
because how is it relevant? if you're
Well, the court can take judicial notice of the fact that there is a special action pending in your case that you filed. It's Maricopa County Superior Court number LC 2023-000095. And in that proceeding, there's at least an allegation that you indicated that you think it's okay to post information about your court-appointed counsel online. Do you believe that?
Do I believe that I have a right to disseminate information to the public via the First Amendment? Is that what you're asking?
Online and
Public information?
give contact information about your
I would
attorney.
ask you in return, is that illegal?
So it may not be illegal, but it may affect one attorney's ability to represent you if it interferes with their ability to do their work. So are you saying you are not going to commit that you will not post or have other friends or associates of yours post information about your attorney online?
Judge Kane, are you asking me if I would not exercise my First Amendment to disseminate information to the public?
Okay.
Is that not a constitutionally protected right to be sworn oath to uphold?
So what the court is going to determine today is that based on the totality of circumstances in this case, where the alleged data violation was March 11th of 2022, the action was filed there. Soon after, you on your own have filed at least 3 substantive motions to dismiss, all of which were either considered by the court and denied, or I think there was one that you withdrew. You filed between June 13th of 2022 and October 6th of 2022, at least 5 motions to continue that were granted. You completed you submitted 2 applications for court-appointed counsel. One was first submitted to Judge Barsetti, and that was filed on February 2nd, 2023. It was incomplete. You did not submit any information regarding that. Then the case was set to trial. The state filed a motion to continue because a material witness was not available. You objected to continuance, and then filed a second Form C application for court-appointed counsel, and that included confusing information which required me to set a new evidentiary hearing for clarification of your answers, where you said something to the effect, you used abbreviations, nothing to declare, thank you, NDT, and then dash NA. Did you think it was not applicable what your financial circumstances were to help the court determine whether you qualified for court-appointed counsel?
Should I use the different terminology? Don't have any money, not applicable.
Okay.
It's the same thing, right?
So that caused a second evidentiary hearing. In the first Form C that you completed along with the information sheet that was to be provided to your attorney, so your attorney to contact you wrote, "You're going to have fun." What is that? Okay. And then now we have an attorney who is finding that she feels ethically she can no longer represent you. And given the history, as far as I'm aware, of this issue regarding court-appointed counsel in Mesa, I cannot do anything but conclude that your conduct is meant to disrupt and thwart the judicial process, and therefore you forfeited your right to court-appointed counsel. And I warned you about that when I agreed to appoint Ms. Hurd. So therefore, your option now is to proceed without counsel. You represent yourself. You showed an ability to do that over the years. You didn't even ask for court-appointed counsel until it became close to time for trial. So today, one other thing I should make for the record is that you were asked by Judge Barsetti, after you had asked for a continuance for 60 days to interview 4 officers in preparation for trial. You filed that motion on January 3rd of 2023. When Judge Barsetti couldn't get you to provide additional information for Form 5C application for court-appointed counsel, she asked if you wanted to talk to the prosecutor at the pre-trial conference to one last time see if you could explore ways to resolve the case short of trial. You said you didn't want to talk to the prosecutor. You also indicated
Hold on, prosecutor didn't want to talk to me.
Well, according to the court record, you said you did not want to talk to
According to the recorded video.
Okay, do you want to talk to the prosecutor today?
I've been willing to talk to him. He does not want to talk to me. Ask Molina. He told me he does not want to talk to me.
Okay. All right, Mr. Molina.
There's no use, he wants to proceed to trial.
Okay.
There's really,
Okay, I appreciate
the
that.
next plea offer I can make, I
So-
could offer him a suspended sentence right now, he would reject it.
Okay.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, so let me just point out that when Judge Barsetti
Broke no laws.
asked you then if you had completed your interviews with the police officers, the response according to the court record was, "It's none of your business." So let me ask you now, have you completed the interviews of the police officers?
Why would I be completing interviews when I had an assigned attorney who was supposed to be procuring all that information and doing all that stuff? That's why I asked for an attorney, because I don't know trial, I don't know how to interview people, I don't know how to file paperwork clearly. That's very evident by everything that you just read to me. It looks like somebody just throwing paperwork all over the place, because that's what's been happening. I don't know what's going on legally, and I can't financially afford an attorney. So you denying me my 6th Amendment right is a violation of my due process under the 14th Amendment, and a violation of your oath you swore to uphold in Arizona.
Okay, so on January 3rd, you asked for continuance so that you could interview 4 officers. That was well before you applied for court-appointed attorney.
So when I figure out that I don't know how to do something, then it's my fault.
Okay.
I'm a ward. I don't know anything about what's going on right now. Why do you think I want an attorney?
So is there anything more you'd like to say to the court record?
No?
Okay, then I'll leave the order of the court that Ms. Hurd be allowed to withdraw as counsel, and we have no other option, as I warned you, to appoint counsel for you. So your additional option is to hire your own attorney to represent yourself, or you can do that. Apparently, you've already done that.
Thank you.
So you're experienced with that. But we're setting that as the trial. The trial is set for July 20th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon in this division. And if you wait for your summons for the trial date, that would be appreciated. We haven't in the past, but that is the date.
So, in response to this court date, I filed this judicial complaint against Judge Kane. I also filed a bar complaint against Samantha Hurd. Here it is. Now, even though I wrote my bar complaint extremely well and I hit on several topics, this was the bland response that I got from the bar, dismissing my complaint. I also recently filed this in the Tempe Municipal Court, basically reminding the judge that he has an obligation to assign me an attorney, a legal, moral, ethical, and constitutional obligation when I filed this motion. Now, I don't know if you picked up on it when he was talking about the special action cases that I had filed in the Mesa Municipal Court, but he was basically using those court cases as an excuse or a reason to deny me counsel in this case. And those are cases that I filed against another judge. They weren't something that were filed against me, so he's using cases that I filed against a fellow judge in the judiciary in Mesa Municipal Court as an excuse to deny me a right to counsel in his court in Tempe. And he uses the reasons cited by the defendant judge's counsel as an excuse to deny me counsel in this current case. Now, there isn't any previous history of posting any information about lawyers that have been assigned to my cases in Tempe because I haven't been assigned any other lawyers in Tempe, just Samantha Hurd. And her basis for withdrawal was defendant posted negative statements online. But she herself said that that's not true in court and said that it was because somebody left her a 1-star review on Google. It had nothing to do with me posting negative statements online, which is a lie to the court. But the bar found her not guilty. Interesting. And then she said that I threatened bar complaints. I didn't threaten bar complaints. I said I would speak to the bar, which is evident by my email. And even if I did threaten bar complaints, it's a grievance process, which every American is entitled to with every kind of corporation or industry entity, government or private that you will ever deal with. They always have a way to grieve against an employee or something with the company. But let this be a lesson to you to pay attention to what's going on in your court cases, because attorneys like Samantha Hurd are not litigators, they're deal makers. They don't want to go to trial, they don't want to file motions that mean anything, they just want to get you a deal that you're willing to sign and pass your case along so they can get along with the next one. Pay attention in your cases. Don't rely on YouTube videos to educate you. Use Google or the internet or look it up yourself on the government's website on how to do things in your case. Figure it out and be proactive. Pay attention and don't let them walk on you. So you would abuse your authority if I exercise my right? Whatever. I don't personally care what you sentence me to. I'm appealing everything today, so it's going to freeze whatever you sentence me to, and we're just going to kick it to a higher court. Because clearly this one is corrupt.
They turning our communities to hot blocks. Yeah, they got Glocks, handcuffs, and badges. They swearing that they hot shots. They wanna lock us and throw away the stopwatch. You know, direct deal, show you how to cop. Watch, cop, watch. Record them when a cop stops, and ignore the pig chatter when a cop talks. You don't need a top-notch camera, just a cop watch. You gotta know your rights or you lose them. So we cop watch.